Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap, where we delve into the world of daytime television and we do a few reality shows on the side. And one of the daytime television shows that we're doing is The Young and the Restless. But before we get into Y&R, I want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. And you know what's funny is that, as you can see, I'm in Glendale because I'm celebrating Thanksgiving with my family. And what's funny is that, you know, I never FaceTime, right? I never FaceTime. You know, I barely even hardly ever talk on the phone anymore. Now it's pretty much all email and text, and that's pretty much the best way to get in touch with me or through social media, right? But this morning I got FaceTimed. Oh my God, I looked so awful too. I felt so bad. I looked horrible, just hair everywhere, and just, it was okay though. It was fine. It was fun. It was a cool little combo. So, you know, sometimes you just got to step out of that comfort zone a little bit, right? Okay, so let's talk about Young and the Restless. So Young and the Restless. Okay, so last week, I'm still tripping on the fact that Dina Mergeron, gangster as hell bitch, she better fucking stab Nikki and then walk out of the party like nobody's business. I was dying. I'm still dying at that. That is hilarious, right? They arrested her for it. So this week, they arrested her for it. She never once has she ever said, I didn't do it. She said, I did it, but it was self-defense. You know, that woman said, why don't you do the world a favor and shut the hell up, you old bitch? And so I stabbed her. Like, that is just perfectly logical. Why wouldn't you? I mean, really. I mean, I'm dying. I am dying. She hates Nikki so much. Oh, God, it is hilarious. It really is hysterical. Cracks me up. Oh, she's so good. And, you know, this week we found out that she has Alzheimer's. So I'm not quite sure if she always had Alzheimer's or what role Graham has in all of this. So that still hasn't really been laid out for all of us yet. But I definitely think that it's going to be a good storyline. And she should be, I mean, that means they're going to keep her on the show, which is great. I love her. She is hilarious. She really is hilarious. So the other big thing that happened at that party, that fiasco of a party, which, I mean, if anything is being thrown by the Newmans, you would think that Genoa City would at least have the brains to be like, okay, this is going to be a real shit show. Maybe we should go. Or I'm not going to that. Hell no. The Newmans are throwing it. Hell no. Right? Remember Nikki's recital? I mean, like that, all that, I mean, like it's always, right? So, the other big thing was that, you know, Crystal came out on the mic and said, yeah, this guy's a pimp and he's in charge of a big sex ring. It's being funded by Newman Enterprises, and everyone was like, you know, grasping the pearls. And, you know, Zach disappeared with Abby, and Scott was chasing them, and that was it. So Scott caught up to them, and Zach basically, he took them into a storage locker, and then he left them there. Now, they didn't know this because he took their phones, so they didn't have any, like, sort of telephone or wait. Do I have, I've got a blonde hair that I need to, well, no, I need to shave, I know. Anyways, there's a, so he, Zach had a gun. He leaves them in the storage room, locks it up. Now, they did not know this, but other people were looking for them, especially Sharon and Lauren, even though they had a nice little cat fight scene at the, at Crimson Lights. And, they were freaking out because they thought no one was going to come rescue them and they were going to die. So, what did they do? Of course, it being a soap opera, they had sex. Okay. So, anywho, despite all of that, they were able to figure out how to get people to how to get people to unopen the storage space because they caused a fire in the storage space, which caused the owners to open it and let them out, right? The owners of the storage unit or the storage area, right, where the locker was. So they let them out, and then they went looking for Zach. Now, the thing is, I get why Scott didn't, why he chose to go after Zach. But I just think, if here's this woman you just had sex with, so obviously you care something for her, right? So why would you then take her, why would you at least not draw, oh, well, that could be miles away. Who knows how long you were in that storage locker? You don't, if he could be long gone by now. So, that was just not that smart of a move on his part, on Scott's part. So, of course, and literally, of course, the minute that they are in the minute that they get out of the storage locker, like maybe 10 minutes later, in comes Sharon and Paul, because they figured out where he was, but now he's gone. So they still haven't found him yet. So they track Zach down to this house, and then Zach basically says, have you guys had sex? And she's like, what? Ew. And he's like, yeah, I know sex. I know, I deal in sex for a living, and you guys totally did it, and you're going to lie to me about it. And so then he shoots someone. We don't see what it is because the show ended on Friday. We don't see who it was. But, oh my God. That's melodramatic. Yeah, and I thought the whole Austin storyline was crazy, but this is even crazier, So then back at Newman Enterprises, so, Victoria is really kind of being a bitch, like a raving bitch. Yes, I know that, and it has nothing to do with and this is, so she kind of has, I don't want to say a chip on her shoulder, but she definitely has a predisposition to think that people think less of her because she's a woman. And that, I'm sure that probably exists somewhere. But regardless of the fact whether she's a woman or not, she is a Newman. So it's not exactly the same as, say, Chelsea. Well, Chelsea's a Newman now too, I guess, because she's got Adam's last name. So who is a better female that would be... Because really, all of the females in the show are all tied to huge empires. That's... Okay, like Lily. It would be like Lily. So if Lily has a very different experience, well, Lily's also black though, so that would also color your perspective as well. Damn, I can't think of any. I can't think of any equivalents on Young and the Restless because they're either ethnic, like Juliet would be ethnic too. I can't. Whatever. Anyways. You get what I'm trying to say, though. The point is that, yes, it probably has been slightly harder, but it can't be that much harder because, A, she's working for her father, and they're like one of the most powerful families in all of Genoa City. I would probably say all of Wisconsin. So, anywho. So she's like, she sends out this press release basically throwing Abby under the bus, saying that, Abby's the only one that had any, interaction with Design Date, and Neil is like, because they just hired Neil to be the publicist for Newman Enterprises, so Neil is like, oh my God, like, he definitely thinks that's not the best idea, and he mentions it to Victor, just asks if he wants to double think this. And Victor says no, the way Victoria handled it was right. And then Victoria rips Neil to shreds, saying, don't ever question me in front of my father again. Listen, Neil does not need for money. He took this job because he enjoys the job. But if she's going to make it miserable, then he should just say, girl, okay, that's fine, bye. Do it on your own. Have someone else do it. I quit. I don't get it. I don't get it. But, so next week is actually it's a shortened week. they're replaying some episode. I don't know which one. I think it's not from that long ago. I think that the repeats that are being aired this year, because they're airing a repeat of Bold and Beautiful today on Thanksgiving, and then they're airing a repeat of Young and the Restless, I think, tomorrow. And the thing is, they're not from that long ago. Like, when they did the Eve Howard episode, that was so good, because that was, like, from Nikki and Victor's first wedding. So that was really a long time ago, but it was great, because we got to see, you know, a lot of people, you know, that were on the show back then, you know? I thought it was great. But now, to choose one that was just aired, like, 2 years ago, or even last year, I mean, that's a little, Anywho. I do want to say thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate you all. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Angel Benton. You can hashtag YR to talk Young and the Restless, or you can also hashtag GH to talk General Hospital. I'm doing that one next. And you can hit that subscribe button on my YouTube channel to get my YouTube videos sent to your email inbox every single day. Thank you so much for logging on today. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.